Hey film fans, it's Danny from We Talk Film here with the August 2025 edition of Most Wanted Movies. And this August is a month for auteurs. 3 of arthouse cinema's biggest names have new releases out this month, and 2 of Hollywood's most bankable leading men are also doing double duty. So let's dig into it. My first recommendation for the month is out in cinemas on the 15th of August, and this is Materialists. This is the second feature from Celine Song, whose debut feature a couple of years ago, Past Lives, made everyone's list of favourite films, got her a bunch of Oscar nominations, and made her one of the hottest names in Hollywood. This is another love triangle movie. It stars Dakota Johnson, who plays a professional matchmaker in New York, but in this instance it's her own love life that is up for debate. She has to choose between a unicorn, the perfect man, and who do you get to play the perfect man? Pedro Pascal, obviously. He's a multi-millionaire, he's charming, he's handsome, he seems like the perfect catch, but she keeps finding herself being drawn back to her ex-boyfriend, played by Chris Evans, who's a washed-up actor, part-time waiter, generally a bit of a schlub, but, you know, he's still Chris Evans, so there's a choice to make there. It's possibly more on the drama side of the romantic comedy drama spectrum, but you know what? When I watched Past Lives a few years ago, I remember liking it, thinking it was very good. I rewatched it a couple of weeks ago, and this is nigh on a perfect film. Genuinely one of the most perfect films of the last 10 years. So Celine, anything you make, I am watching and I'm excited for.
Meet someone more grown.
I have a really beautiful client. She's 31.
I wasn't really thinking 30s.
And because they're hopeful.
Next up on my list, out in cinemas on the 22nd of August, is Eddington. This is your second Pedro Pascal movie. He stars alongside Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Stone and Austin Butler. Now, for a good few years, COVID was so fresh in everyone's minds that I think we wanted escapist cinema. We wanted to watch films that pretended that never happened. But we're reaching the point now where it's maybe time to reflect. This was a significant moment in our cultural landscape, and of course it's going to appear in movies. So this is a modern Western set in 2020 about COVID. Joaquin Phoenix plays a small-town sheriff, while Pedro Pascal is the local mayor, and the two butt heads over enforcing the rules, whilst their town is going to pot. Neighbour is turning against neighbour. Things are getting out of hand. Now, this is an Ari Aster movie. Ari Aster, of course, made Hereditary and Midsummer that were universally acclaimed. He also made Beau is Afraid, which I hated. But one thing about this guy is his movies are extreme. They never go in the direction you think they'll go, and crazy things generally happen. So I am very optimistic for this film. It doesn't look spooky, scary, supernatural, any of that, but I'm sure it will be kind of crazy.
What is going on? We need to free each other's hearts.
Finally, in my top 3, out in cinemas on the 29th of August, just sneaking into the end of the month, is Caught Stealing. This stars Austin Butler, that guy again, alongside Zoe Kravitz and Matt Smith with a crazy mohawk. Now, this, against all odds, is a Darren Aronofsky movie. Darren Aronofsky, who made Requiem for a Dream and Black Swan, the king of extreme, is making an action comedy. Love that for him. Austin Butler plays a bartender in 1990s New York who tries to do a favour for his next door neighbour, Matt Smith, and somehow finds himself swept into a criminal underworld where suddenly every gang in New York is after him. It is, it's everything you expect from an action comedy. There's silly fight scenes, there's a lot going on, and it genuinely looks pretty fun. And I am excited to see an unusual filmmaker tackle a new genre.
Either we go deeper or we get out.
I don't wanna.
Should I stay or should I?
I need to know that you're a guy that can take care of his shit.
Asshole!
I can handle it.
Okay, you've heard from the big names in Hollywood, and maybe you're not impressed by those. You just want to be entertained. Don't worry, I've got some other options for you. Out bright and early on the 1st of August is The Naked Gun. Now, this isn't a reboot or a remake, it is a sequel. You've now got Liam Neeson playing Leslie Nielsen's son, and Pamela Anderson as the damsel in distress looking for rescue from the bumbling detective. This is a style of humour you don't really get anymore. Very 80s, 90s, cheesy, slapstick, visual comedy gags. And I'm curious to see if this works for a modern audience. It's been written and directed by Akiva Schaffer, who's one of the guys from The Lonely Island, so he knows how to make people laugh. But will it work in 2025? I'm curious. Next up on the list, also out in cinemas 8th of August, is Freakier Friday. Yes, a sequel to Freaky Friday, which came out in, 2003? Somewhere around then. A cultural touchstone for me and everyone else of my generation. I am actually looking forward to this. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are back, but this time there is a 4-way body swap, as Lindsay's teenage daughter and her stepdaughter are also caught up in the mix. The original is great for me because it had that incredible soundtrack with Lindsay's guitar solo at the end. Looking forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be great. Another more light-hearted one out on the 20th of August in cinemas is a film called The Life of Chuck. This is based on a Stephen King short story, but rarely not a horror, not one of his scary ones. It's wholesome and life-affirming and cheerful and nice. It stars Tom Hiddleston, Chiwetel Ejiofor and Karen Gillan. It is a story of a life told backwards, of a guy who has a lot of horrible stuff happen to him but sees the lighter side of life, and has widely been reported as being uplifting and joyful and generally nice, which is very rare. And finally, out on Netflix on the 28th of August is The Thursday Murder Club. Now, don't write this off as, an ITV Sunday night murder mystery. This is big production value adaptation of a best-selling series of books by Richard Osman. It's about a group of elderly people living in a retirement community who are true crime enthusiasts, and when an actual murder happens in their home, they get the chance to investigate it themselves. It's an all-star cast. We're talking Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Celia Imrie and Sir Ben Kingsley. And this looks really promising. As it's out on Netflix, you can check it out straight from the comfort of your own home. So that is your roundup of all the best films coming out in August 2025. As ever, let us know if you see these films, what you think of them. Is there something I should have picked over these films? As ever, I'm Danny. This is We Talk Film. Come join us.